My upgrades are invincible. Chapter 98, Fantasy Fiction by Azazyel. Coming out of the trial with the Magma Wyrm, I just laid there for a minute as I absorbed all the spells that aligned with the giant seal that filled my mind and soul. But most importantly didn't fill my limited spell slots in my Falna. Flame protect me, flame cleanse me, surge O flame, flame fall upon them. And some others. These will help a good bit with my issue in longer distance combat. I muttered to myself as I felt my body strengthen itself as I had all but bathed in the blood of that damned Magma Wrym. And in that same vein, I inspected the Magma Wrym corpse in my fusion inventory. For a moment I considered fusing it to make another weapon or to augment my armor. But my armor was already augmented with adamantine dust and flakes, which made it so only level 4 level creatures and adventurers could hurt me. So even if it became a bit stronger, that just meant that a level 7 or 8 adventurer would have to beat the shit out of me for a while longer to actually kill me. Not exactly something I wanted, obviously. With that in mind, I mentally turned towards the green dragon I had fused with the other green dragons I had tamed when I had run into the Loki Familia. Might as well give you a boost, I suppose. I mentally pushed the corpse of the Magma Wrym and the green dragon together, and with a flare of light they fused together quickly. After they fused, I used my fusion inspection ability to see what it actually was. Emerald Magma Dragon, a pure-blooded earth dragon fused with a powerful Magma Wrym, gaining the Magma Wrym's immunity to extreme temperatures in lava and ice. This dragon is capable of blowing out flames along with vomiting plumes of molten lava upon foes. Well, this will help me get through the dungeon's deeper floors. I muttered with a small grin at the sight of the armored tank of a dragon that had countless emerald spikes across its body. Those monsters in the dungeon were in for a brutal time when they tried to tangle with this big bastard anyway. Though the dragon was very much male, so it wasn't like I was going to try to make a waifu out of the dragon. No, the dragon waifu I was looking forward to was Lanciax, who was the second-tier battle/trial of the dragon communion seal I had. Which I was going to do now, as I most certainly wasn't going to be fucking around with the giant seal final trial and fighting in the fire giant before I hit level 4. Actually, I wonder how strong I have gotten doing these 2 trials. Or just how many stat points in my Falna I got. I mused. At that thought, I couldn't help a small smirk at the thought of possibly getting the strength to actually beat Bakshinha or whatever little challenge she had in mind for next week. But I refocused on the trial in front of me in the Dragon Communion Seal's first trial/battle. I needed to kill Azazyel the Flying Dragon. Well. Good thing I still got the Nameless King's Dragonslayer sword spear. I mused with a wry smile before I took a deep breath and entered the next trial. My vision cleared up quickly enough as I entered the trial space, and I took in how I was in a boring flatland surrounded by some forest in the distance, and then with a crash of the surrounding woods I saw Azazyel. He was much larger than the Magma Wrym, with dark ragged scales covering his form. You literally are the runt of the litter, and that's why you like to fly so much, huh? I said in amusement as I swirled the Dragonslayer sword spear in my hands, which hummed with primordial lightning as it sensed a hostile dragon to slay. Azazyel, being a shit-tier dragon of no value or power within its own clan, just roared furiously at sensing my derision, even if it didn't have the ability to speak in a human tongue. It threw itself into the air furiously with its wide wings, bringing it into the air, and I knew the bastard was going to come in to burn me alive with a mouth full of flames as it banked past me. So I was an asshole as it flew around to ready itself, and I quickly fused together a new giant arrow that would launch a massive pig iron metal net around the dragon from the giant siege crossbow I used on the Amphisbaenia. And just as I expected, the dragon finished its proud little lap around me, and with a roar it came down with flames filling its maw as it banked around to glide in and circle around me while burning me alive. But instead, the dumbass was welcomed by a 1,000-pound-plus heavy as fuck net, smashing it in the face partly but mostly around the neck. Its graceful glide through the air turned into a wild dive as it obviously panicked at the net blocking its vision and mouth with its flames washing over the net. But his flames were nowhere near the level of instantly melting metal. Meanwhile, I was already running over towards the dragon, and after a moment of thought I leapt up into the air while I summoned my Emerald Magma Dragon below me. And as I came back down towards its large head, I sent a mental order to it. And the Emerald Magma Dragon caught me on its head before throwing me up at full power, yeeting me up into the air with the Dragonslayer sword spear in my hand, proceed to do its duty. Azazyel's roars of fury turned into a roar of agony as it dropped like a rock out of the air as its wings completely locked up as the Dragonslayer sword spear's anti-dragon light tore into its form. Shit, I can't fly, damn it. I screamed, partly in fear but also exhilaration, as I rode the plummeting dragon to the ground, with myself slamming into the dragon's side as we slammed hard into the ground, making me lay on the dragon for a minute as the breath got knocked of me. Meanwhile, Azazyel had broken its wing arms with the harsh landing, and with it being extremely twitchy as the giant Dragonslayer sword spear was stabbed into its chest and into its organs. It couldn't at all protect itself, when my heavy as fuck emerald magma dragon just leaped on its exposed head and began tearing out its throat, doing its best to decapitate the dragon while also vomiting/blowing lava and its own flames into Azazyel's air pipe. As sure, my dragon was like 2/3 its size. But a 4-foot short king with a dagger could just as easily tear out the throat of a 7-foot man when the giant was on the ground. And my dragon's fangs were proving to be perfectly efficient swords in this scenario. I left the Dragonslayer sword spear in its chest to keep the lightning going, and then I also slammed Rykard's blasphemous blade into the dragon's chest to accelerate its death as the miniature limbs coating the greatsword would tear Azazyel up from the inside. With that, I hobbled over to my emerald magma dragon, and then I took out a warhammer and began helping it with the JJK-style jumping we were giving Azazyel, as my 2 legendary weapons in its chest kept it weakened and dying as we worked on tearing apart its neck and head. After another minute of this, finally my emerald magma dragon's fangs managed to pierce through the dragon's skull, allowing it to shatter the brain matter within, ending the trial after I took my weapons and its corpse into my fusion inventory. Hell, maybe you will be my best buddy and partner in the dungeon, I muttered as the dragon certainly pulled its weight. So I just instantly fused the corpse of Azazyel into the emerald magma dragon, which made the earth dragon much taller and also giving it a set of 2 large wings from its back while it still had 4 legs.